Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
Doing all right. Doing well. I feel nice and relaxed. I feel like a free man, and I'm ready to talk about some fun, have some good fun wrestling talk.
Thank you for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the show, Tuesday is our pretty much anything goes night where we just have random games, random segments, random whatever, and hope you guys like them. Tonight we are doing our mailbag. Finally, we get to answer what a bunch of questions that you guys have submitted, and hopefully this makes you guys want to submit some more. And we're also doing a game that I have no idea about. Apparently, fan submitted called Are You Smarter Than Danny? And that's already a terrible start. But first, we got to do some house cleaning. On the side here, we have
You got quiet.
I paused. I had to catch my breath because I just said a lot of stuff in a row without breathing. On the side here, we have our subscriptions. If you guys can please do us a favor and subscribe to us. We're at 3 out of 10. We need to get to 10 out of 10. We have in our chat how to do it if you have Amazon Prime. It's free for you. Helps us out. You get to redeem farts apparently because we just got farted at. And it helps us out really. We want to help grow and try to make this a bigger thing. So please, if you can, throw us a subscription. And thank you to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. You hear them before and after the show and during the break. Juice, anything I forgot?
No, I'm gonna plug the mailbag later. But yeah, that's it. We're good. Let's do this, Brutus.
So tonight is another trivia question. That's how we start off with our first segment, is what I meant to say. And I have a trivia, I swear. As far and as best as my research showed, this man is the only person to beat every member of Evolution at WrestleMania.
Okay. Every member of Revolution. So Flair is the easiest one because he had the least amount of matches. Let's see, 24. He fought HBK, but HBK and Batista never fought at Mania. I think Flair did like a Money in the Bank somewhere in there, but I don't think you're counting CM Punk. But even then, CM Punk didn't fight everybody at Mania. 20 Taker, yeah, Taker. Yeah, Taker.
Undertaker is correct. Nice
So
job.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's the one.
I was just watching you go through. I'm like, he's gonna get it. I just want to see how long it takes him to get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Camilo Tomato, not John Cena, not him. But yeah, good job, man.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Cena and Flair never did Mania. I don't even know if Cena Orton did, right?
Cena
Maybe?
Orton had to have.
Maybe not.
Maybe
I know
not.
Cena Batista and Cena Triple H did. I don't think Cena Orton ever did a Mania though.
That's crazy with that rivalry. It was
maybe,
so long.
Maybe I think they probably did it in a 3-way. I think there was a 3-way with Big Show.
Oh, that makes sense.
Either way.
No, that was Edge.
Yeah, whatever.
Help us out in the chat. We'll look at it. No problem.
No,
but good job.
Wasn't it Orton, Cena, and Triple H? All right, now I'm done. Let's move on.
All right. So we're starting off with the mailbag tonight, I believe.
No, we are doing Are You Smarter Than a Danny?
I was hoping I could avoid it. That's the truth.
Nope, we are kicking off with Are You Smarter Than a Danny? So for those of you that do not know,
then Danny. Oh man, I gotta fix.
It's Danny.
Yeah, I gotta fix that then. I'll fix that later.
It's all right. So let me pull up the right questions here. So our fantasy leaderboard, our Road to WrestleMania fantasy winner, Jay DeFalco 7, came to me after the show last week and said, I suggested to him about a reward or a prize, something to give him. He came to me with an idea for a segment that he wanted me to run here on the show, and I told him I happily would. So this is a quasi reward for Jay DeFalco for winning the Road to WrestleMania game.
All right, so thank you, Jay DeFalco.
It's pretty simple. It's 22 trivia questions.
What?
And what we're gonna do is, everybody at home, if you want to play along, the question is, are you smarter than a Danny? So out of 22 questions, do you think you can get more than Danny correct? And if so, how many? If you want to throw how many you think you can get in the chat right now, go for it. If you want to just keep score as we go along, go for it. And at the very end, we can compare and contrast and see who is smarter than a Danny.
Oh no, I'm so nervous.
Yeah, so let's go. Honestly, I think you're gonna do fine. I really, really do. I'm not trolling.
I just don't know how. Yeah, it depends just how specific the questions are. I guess. I mean, I feel like I know a lot of wrestling trivia. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
We will see. All right. So, first, before we start, how many of the 22 do you think you can get before we start? What's your number? Your number. How confident are you?
Like, I want to. I can't be a little bitch and say like 11. That's just nah. I'm gonna go.
Be honest with yourself, man. Out of 22.
I honestly think I could get like at least 14 out of 28. 28 out of 22. Thank you, Killer Tomato. I think you meant I hope you meant 18. I think I get at least 14, but I wanna challenge, so I'm gonna say 17.
17. Okay, so he thinks he can get 17 out of 22 correct. And then for those of you at home, if you are going to keep score and go along with this, awesome. Danny, if you think you know it right away, maybe give a few seconds.
And then I can't look at the chat either, right? So
and also I was gonna say also either don't look at chat. Yeah, let chat can play along. But again, I don't think it's gonna take that long. But
no, that's fine. I'm just gonna cover up the chat on this end. Just give me one second.
All right, first question. So here we go. Is a WWE superstar kayfabe canonically related to a Muppet? And if so, which one? I want the record to show none of these questions are mine. They were all given to me by the winner.
Can you repeat that one more time? That just took me by. That wasn't the first question I expected.
Is a WWE superstar kayfabe canonically related to a Muppet? And if so, which ones? The wrestler and the Muppet, if they are related.
I want to say there is one. The only one that I think looks the same is Sheamus and Beaker. But I don't know if they're saying they're related. I'm gonna go with Sheamus and Beaker because they look the same.
And you're saying they are related?
Yeah. If I had to choose, I don't know who else to choose. If there was something I'm on a show, I definitely didn't watch it.
Oh, Killer Tomato first off says I changed Danny's total now to 5.
I might agree.
And that answer is correct.
Ah, yes.
Sheamus and Beaker are kayfabe canonically related to each other.
Nice.
That was revealed on a Monday Night Raw.
Whew.
All right, so you got one. Next question. Does Kevin Federline hold a pinfall victory over any current WWE champions? And if so, who?
Over John Cena. And
is that a yes? Is that a confirm?
Yeah, that's it. Just John Cena.
That is correct. That is 2 for Danny.
That was on a Raw too, right? When he was like a guest host.
I believe so. Those are the dark
those
times.
were the bad days, man. Those were bad days.
All right. Has Brock Lesnar held any WWE championships other than any iteration of the world title in his career?
He won the King of the Ring. That's not a title. Never won the IC. I don't think he's a tag team with anyone. Yeah, that's going to be a no.
That is correct. He has only ever been a world champion.
Let's go. All right.
All right. Next up.
I'm scared. I don't know if they're going to get like crazier.
Do I have the same amount of WWE championships as Jake the Snake Roberts?
That's so mean. Yes. Oh, wait. WWE, like, heavyweight? Oh, well, any championship. You didn't win any championship, so yes.
That is incorrect. I actually own a WWE championship title. So I have one more WWE championship than Jake the Snake Roberts. That is one incorrect question.
That's a trick question. I don't agree with that.
I said, do I have the same amount? Me. Oh,
But
I
you don't
made it
know how
very
many
clear.
he owns.
Well, he has none. He never won one. All right, next up.
Wait.
Does a WWE Hall of Famer hold the record for most video game appearances by a real person? And if so, who?
Oh man, this one's gonna be a pure guess. Who the hell would appear on the most video games? I
That's all video
I
games,
want
by
to
the way.
say Macho Man for some reason.
Okay. That is incorrect.
Damn.
The answer is The Undertaker
Really?
with 65 video game appearances,
Holy shit.
where each version of his characters are counting in the games as appearances, and that's every wrestler counts. So Taker has been in games the most. So, all right, so we're down. We got 2 incorrect. We're moving all along.
One was a trick
Is
question.
there-
I still don't agree with that one.
No, that's the question. That was the question
You changed
presented
it
to me.
from being
didn't
owned
ch-
to won. You never won one. You own one.
No, it doesn't say 1-1. The question says, "Do I have the same amount of WWE championships as Jake the Snake
And I
Roberts?"
said I don't know how many he owns. Neither do you. And then you said he's never won one. I own one.
He doesn't have any. Listen, you want to go to his house and we'll rate it? We can definitely do that on a future show. Have is the key word. Thank you, Jay
Oh,
DeFalco.
God.
This is your game. Those are the rules. All right, moving on. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. All right. Is there a wrestler that is kayfabe related to a Simpsons character? And if so, who?
Oh shit. To a Simpsons character.
And Killer Tomato says the same letters are in one as in own, so it's fair. So thank you. The chat has my back.
Oh god. Hey Killer Tomato. And Simpsons. I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
The answer is Jack Perry. He is related to Krusty the Clown.
When the hell was that revealed?
I will let Jay DeFalco answer that in chat because I did not research that. I am merely the moderator here in this exercise. So that is 3 incorrect. We're moving on.
Yeah, I would like the answer to that later or soon. Whatever.
I'm sure he has it ready. It'll come up eventually. All right. Has John Cena ever held any WWE tag team titles with an ally?
Nexus was one. Michaels. No.
That is correct.
Nice.
He has only held tag titles with rivals.
Yeah,
He
it's
never
always
won
good.
one with a buddy.
Who says odd pairs don't work, you know?
Most don't. All right.
One belt.
Has every black WWE champion lost their title? Borg Laser.
What, has everyone lost their title to what? Who?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
Sorry.
Brock Lesnar.
I thought you knew what I was doing.
No, because isn't every WWE champion or world champion?
Has every black WWE champion lost their title to Brock Lesnar?
WWE champion. Are we counting The Rock as black? Well, then he lost it too. Yes.
That is correct. He has every black champion has lost their title to Brock.
Nice. That's crazy.
Thank you, Killer Tomato. He knew what I meant when I said go Bork.
No, I literally
Jay
just
DeFalco-
didn't hear you. I
It's fine. No, it's fine.
sorry.
It's okay. Jay DeFalco says Luke Perry is the maternal half brother of Krusty the Clown. It was established in the episode Krusty Gets Canceled. There you go.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I'm gonna watch
You
the
wanted
episode.
the question.
No,
Yeah.
I did want the answer. Now I'm gonna watch the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched Simpsons
All
in
right.
years.
Let me find my place. Are we still at 3 or is it 4? I'm sorry. I apologize.
I believe I got the first two. No, I got the first three. I thought I got 3 in a row, and then I just answered one. So we're at 4.
Okay, so 4 wrong
No,
at
4
this
right.
point. Well then, okay. Well, all right. Let me go back and look really quick. Sorry,
Son of a
apologies,
bitch.
everybody. I lost my way.
This is Juice's fault. He's supposed to be keeping count.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my best.
It's only been 6
Okay,
questions. Just mark them down.
You got that one. Yeah, well, I'm trying to be smoother here, but it didn't really work out, I guess. Okay, first question you got wrong was the Jake the Snake. That's 1. You got the Undertaker question wrong. You got the Jack Perry question wrong.
And I got the trick question wrong. Oh yeah,
that
was a
yeah.
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, so you're at 3. You're at 3. All right, let me just. All right.
I'm at 3 and 3. You've only asked 6 questions.
3 wrong. You have 3 wrong. Yeah. I don't know how many you have right. I just know you have 3 wrong. I'm not keeping track of that. Okay. Excuse you. Next up, thank you all for being with us. Next question: does Brian Kendrick? Let me.
Ooh, Brian Kendrick.
Let me read this off. Let me read this better. Hold on. All right, I'm just gonna read it as it says. I don't like how it's worded, but I'm just gonna read it. Do Brian Kendrick and Paul London have a longer tag title reign than the cumulative time the Hardy Boys have ever been WWE Tag Champions?
Oh my God!
Let me read that again. I will.
I think so, because I know they had a crazy long title reign, and Hardys were always short. I'm gonna say yes.
That is correct. The Hardy Boys have had overall 235 days as champions, whereas Kendrick and London's one reign was 331 days.
I was gonna say they had a crazy. I remember that. I loved them. They were a great tag team.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Does Michael Cole have a better WrestleMania record than Asuka?
It hurts me to say yes.
That is correct. He is 1-0. Asuka has never won at WrestleMania.
It's so sad.
All right.
I hate the WWE so much.
Who holds the record for the most losses at WrestleMania?
The most.
We've talked about
I
this
feel
on
like
the show
we have.
before.
I know. Yeah. And part of me
honestly,
feels
I think it was a trivia question last year during Mania season. But
I might have asked it. I don't even remember. Damn. I want to say Shawn Michaels for some reason. I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels.
That is incorrect. The answer
Thank
for the
God.
most losses at WrestleMania is Triple H.
Oh, that's right. Fuck you, Triple H. That's right.
All right.
Fuck Triple H. So that's 4
Is the
wrong?
2000 That is 4 wrong. Is the 2015 Royal Rumble still going? And if so, why?
Oh man. Yes. Why? Who didn't get eliminated? I remember he talked about it for so long. I can't picture his face. Oh my God. I'm gonna kick myself once you tell me the answer. Oh, what's his face never got eliminated. God. Remind me of the year again?
2015. 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Shit. I forgot the name of the guy.
Give up?
Yeah.
Curtis Axel. Axelmania.
No wonder I forgot the name of the guy.
All right. Well, you are currently at 5 incorrect, and your guess was you would do 17, and that's 5 off. So you have to get everything right the rest of the way. Hold to the number you thought you'd hit.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Here we go.
Who was Shawn Michaels' tag team partner at Backlash 2006?
Backlash 2006. That had to be the start of the SummerSlam program. That had to be... Was that Hogan? No. Hogan had to be earlier. Was Hogan until 2006? That's so long. Fuck, that might have been... No, Hogan... Fuck it, I'm going to say Hogan.
So Jay DeFalco says the drama is mounting in chat. And to answer your question, well, answer my question. That is incorrect.
Yeah, I knew that was too late.
The answer is God.
Oh my God, that was that year. Yeah, Hogan was like
Right.
03. I knew that was too late.
Yeah, this is when HBK teamed up with God against the McMahons.
That's ridiculous.
God.
I hated that.
All right. Next up. This one, I'm just going to read it like it is again.
All right.
Entrants in a traditional 30-man Royal Rumble each account for 3.333% of competitors in the match. Has any one person ever accounted for more, and if so, how much of a percent?
Thinking about the wrong thing right now.
Killing me, Danny.
I'm thinking about the wrong thing right now, and I got sidetracked in my head. So we're saying 3.33% per participant. So then we're gonna say that Mick Foley would have been the person that I counted because he showed up 3 times, only one person. So that would be 3.33 plus 3.33 plus 3.33, which is 9.99%.
So, I'm going to let Jay DeFalco be the ruling here.
Oh God!
Based on the answer he has written here, he has Mick Foley at 10% even.
How's that possible?
I'm not going to dispute that. I'm going to let Jay DeFalco be the one to give the thumbs up or thumbs down on that ruling.
No one told me to round.
I read exactly what was on the page. I will let Jay DeFalco give the ruling.
This is ridiculous.
We'll stand by and hold for that.
Also, can we just say 3.33% per participant is not correct? Because there's 30 participants.
I just listen. Hey, your ruler is ruling, and you're getting at him. You should be playing nice.
Because look at the answer you already put. I didn't even finish talking to you. Already put that answer. That still doesn't make sense.
You wrote 3 times 10 equals 30. Okay, I'll give him a few more seconds to write something, and then I will make a decision if he does not.
Oh my God!
This is crucial ruling here.
I can't believe I'm waiting on this ruling when I just
Jay DeFalco says no points.
This is ridiculous.
Sorry,
your math is wrong.
You can get at him about that.
The math doesn't make sense.
Afterwards, right now we move on. Sorry, Danny. Just know I'm here as the moderator, fulfilling my duties as host.
I don't like this.
All right. Has a multi-time winner of the Royal Rumble.
9.99.
Are you with me? We moved on.
Barely.
Has a multi-time winner of the Royal Rumble ever lost all of their world title matches at WrestleMania? This one I know for a fact has been a trivia question.
One more time. Before. Has a multi-time
winner of the Royal Rumble ever lost all of their world title matches at WrestleMania?
So a person who's won the Rumble more than once lost their matches at WrestleMania. Yeah. Multi-winners order. I'm going to say yes.
Okay, and for what it's worth, it does not say and who, so I'm going to make the ruling and give you the point because the question does not say and who. But
that's why I said yes. If you asked me who, I was probably going to get that wrong. I'm going to say Orton, I think was the answer, but I don't remember.
So it's Edge.
Edge.
Yeah, because that's been a trivia question on our show too before. But yeah, I'm giving you that one. I'm making the ruling there because the question does not say and who. So You're good.
Got it.
I'm giving you your
Getting
point
that
back.
back from the 3.33.
All right. Um, has any wrestler ever lost a match despite having a 141 and 2/3% chance to win it? And if
I'm
so, who?
gonna say yes. That would be the infamous Scott Steiner.
That is correct. All right, well done.
Steiner math
True or
was
yeah,
happening tonight, I think.
true or false? Oh, Jay DeFalco's happy you got that math one. Um, all right, true or false? Is Solo Sokoa's middle name Yokozuna?
False. There's no way it's Yokozuna.
It is true.
No way.
Yep. And I know that's true because I saw a video on it just this morning. Sorry, Danny.
Next question, please.
I'm not lying to you. I'll send you the video.
I believe you. It upsets me more that it's the truth. I'm not mad I got it wrong. I'm mad that it's correct.
I'm mad that I know this fact now.
Yeah.
Right.
More so than I think.
Who is the only man to defeat Goldberg and Gilbert with a world title on the line?
Did The Rock beat? No, wait. There was no world title with The Rock. Wait a second. Who's the only man to beat Goldberg and Gilbert?
With the world title on the line.
With the world title on the line. What the hell?
Come on now.
Triple H? I don't know.
That's your final guess?
Yeah.
All right.
It's the only one that makes sense
That
to me.
That is super lucky and correct.
Of course, it's the only one that made sense to me. I'm like thinking of all the names, like who the hell would have beat both of them? When the hell did Triple H beat Gilbert though for the world title? Was that in the Attitude Era?
I will once again leave that to Jay DeFalco in the comments to give us that information. Because again, I am really the moderator. I did not
I
fact
understand.
check.
No, of
I
course.
Fact check one of these questions, but I'll get to that at the end of the game.
All right.
All right. Next up, what do LA Knight and The Undertaker have in common? And it's not that they're both WWE wrestlers.
Damn. LA Knight.
Specific answer we are looking for.
LA Knight and The Undertaker have in common that they. I don't think LA Knight ever dated Michelle McCool. Did LA Knight date Michelle McCool? I don't think so. 99. Yeah, I figured it was in the Attitude Era. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, get out of chat. I thought you weren't looking.
Well, I was waiting for the DeFalco. I was waiting for his answer for that one.
I would have told you.
That's totally fair, but I'm trying to kill time also because I don't know the answer to this question.
Well, then the answer is Paul Bear is their manager.
Oh, that's right.
They both had Paul Bear as a manager. All right. 1, 2, 3 questions left, and you have 9 incorrect so far.
I'm killing it.
Let's see if you can keep it under double digits.
Crush it.
All right. How many times has The Rock had a title reign lasting only 1 day? Stay out of chat. Excuse me.
Has he had any? I'm going to say none.
So that is incorrect.
Damn.
It has happened twice. Both times were tag title reigns with the Rock and Sock connection and the Rock and the Undertaker.
Hmm.
All right, just updating that. All right, two more. Which title changed hands more in a 1 year span? The WWE Intercontinental Championship in 2001 or the World title in 1999? This is probably the hardest question that he's given you. Like out of all of them, personally, when I looked over this, that's the toughest one.
The world title in '99 or the IC in '01?
Which one changed hands more in a 1 year span? It's 50-50. So
I know. I'm just trying. I'm trying to think if I can make it more. I'm just trying to think of who was wrestling for the belts
no, of
around that
course,
time.
of course.
I'm
No.
gonna say. I'm gonna say world title '99.
Ah, you are incorrect.
Damn.
The answer is the IC title. It changed hands 12 times, whereas the world title changed hands 11 times.
Damn.
So,
Wow. That was
yeah.
close.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest one I think he gave you, honestly. But again, just my opinion. I don't know if you disagree. But
I think the
all right,
final
last
numbers are gonna
question.
say very not. They were all hard.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Was Gregory Helms David Arquette's stunt double in Ready to Rumble?
Oh shit, was he? That's
No.
fucking
Asking
awesome.
you. Maybe he wasn't.
He would have to be for some of those moves, yeah, so I'm gonna say yes.
That is correct.
That's awesome.
So, congratulations, Danny. You
50
got
50.
50%. You got 11 out of 22 correct. If anybody in chat was playing along, let us know if you did better than a Danny. Did you get more questions right than him? If you did, let us know how many you got right, and we will give you a gold star and a thumbs up here on the show.
So remember, I did start 50-50 as my bitch number. I didn't want to be a bitch, and now I'm a bitch. It's terrible.
Yeah, but it's okay. You know, you're our bitch, so it's
That's
all right.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, honestly, I thought, and again, I really did think those were fairly easy. I think there was like maybe one or two really hard ones, but the one I took out, by the way, I guess he either it wasn't fact checked or it was just a dated question that he copy pasted. But the question was, who was the last member of Evolution to have a match? And the answer was Ric Flair, and I was like, that's not right.
That can't be right.
Like, well, because that was when Randy was out for like 2 years still,
What
and
was it? A match at like
Flair
WrestleMania?
no, and Flair wrestled like one more match. So like,
That's hilarious.
so the answer was Flair, but again, like he wrote, it was a dated question.
No,
So
that's so funny.
yeah, I knew what it was, but when I read it over this morning, I was like, that one I can't use. That's not gonna be
That doesn't
right.
make sense.
I
All
almost did
right,
it just to fuck with you, but that's not fair.
that'd been
But well
hilarious.
done. I think you did good. 50
I
50
would have
is
lost my
not
mind.
not terrible. Could
Yeah,
have
I'm
been
glad I'm at
better.
50%. That was all right. And some of those questions, I like I said, I even overthought. That's fine. That was fun. I'll do that
Yeah.
again. That was awesome. Um,
Hear that, chat?
just no
Do it
trick
again.
question with that Jake the Snake Roberts bullshit.
Hey, I read it. I read it how it was, and factually, that's the answer. Sorry.
That's it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I got more belts.
All right.
Hey,
So it
hey.
is our halfway point of the show. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. While we're taking our commercial break, please throw us a sub if you can. If you have Amazon Prime, directions are in the chat. When we come back, as you can see, Juicy Boy is holding a pack of cards. We're going to do a quick pack unopening, and then we're going to hit the mailbag. So don't
And
go
hey,
any. Oh,
real quick, for what it's worth, while you're on commercial break, if you didn't submit a question to the mailbag and you want us to answer now, throw it in chat. It could be non-wrestling related or wrestling related. Anything you got, any questions, put them in chat, and we'll answer them in mere minutes.
oh, damn. All right. We'll be back.
Why
And
not?
send
Why
those
not?
questions.
Yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great questions in the chat. I'll be answering most of them except for ones from a juice box. I don't think those questions are fan submitted, so I will not be answering.
That's Raimi.
I will not be answering those questions. But first,
that's Raimi, dude.
We have to hit our card packing opening. What you got for us, Juice? Let me put you on the big screen. All you, first baby.
Juice Box Hero. That's Raimi. That's not. I don't know who you're talking about.
We'll talk about it later, sir. Off screen.
What do you mean? There's nothing to talk about off screen. And now for the card pack opening. 2021 Hobby Box. We're opening up one pack to see what we get. Hopefully, we get some good stuff. Good hit. There's an ASMR for all y'all. Oh yeah. All right. See what we got.
That's not how it works.
What do you mean it's not? Yes, it is. You put a little sound next to the microphone. People love that shit. All right, we got a Karushida base card. Yeah, what up? We have an Orange Cassidy magazine card.
That's dope.
And it says on it, where is it?
Give it
Orange
to me.
Cassidy. Orange Cassidy shocks the world by trying.
It's one of his first times.
Yeah. That was pretty wild when he finally did, though. So credit for that. We have a base card, Chris Jericho.
Oh, with the spikes. Oh, shit.
Way back then. Remember when? We have a gold variant, Luchasaurus.
That's a nice one.
Hopefully he's doing well. Saw him at the Knicks game the other night. We have a Santana and Ortiz canvas card. That's a pretty cool one. Sad they didn't work out.
I know, man. I still like that tag team.
Yeah. We have a Ricky Starks main features.
You mean Ricky Saints?
No, that's Ricky Starks, as far as I can see. It's crazy looking at these cards, though, and just seeing who's like,
Freebird wants to know: does Luchasaurus look great for his age? Juice?
That old, good for him, man. Like, he's been going a long time, a real vet in the business.
Look at Nick Jackson looking all fresh.
And lastly, a base card from Santana and Ortiz. So
Inner Circle version of Santana Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy there. I mean, we're at a point where I've made it clear I already had all these base cards, so it's really just the hits that I'm looking at. And yeah, but you know what? The fact that we really haven't gotten one yet means it's still in there. It's bound to be one good big hit. So
yeah, that's fair.
Tune in next week. Maybe it'll be in that pack.
Oh boy! All right.
So mailbag.
Yeah, this is all you.
All right. So do we want to start with the emails, with the actual mailbag emails, or maybe do chat now because they're fresh in chat? How do we want to do this?
I think mailbags waited long enough. Chat just put it in, so they can wait a little bit longer.
All right, then. Let's go to the mailbag. I'm going to start all the way from the bottom. So we've been doing this for about a month and a half. So this is a month and a half worth of questions from different people. So first off, we have from our good friend at Till 5 Wrestling, Aaron Bird.
Oh, boy.
Has multiple questions. First off, we have, I'm going to edit this word. He wrote, does Juicebox think Big AJ will be a champion in Ring of Honor before Logan Paul wins a world championship in WWE? I mean, based on your wording, if we're saying Logan Paul world championship, Big AJ a champion, if I had to pick between the two, I'd say Big AJ will be a champion first before Logan Paul wins a world title, mainly because it's Ring of Honor and the belts don't really mean much anymore.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's my answer. I hate it all, but
that's a rough
one. All right. This one is for you, Danny.
Ugh.
Can Danny name all 4 horsemen and spell their last names?
Well, I mean, it depends what variation of the 4 horsemen he's talking about. There were a couple different iterations of them.
Well, but you pick whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my favorite, because it was the one I grew up on, not for any other specific reason. I just really enjoyed. Yeah, exactly. Freebird. There's so many variations of it, but the one I grew up in '96. When I started like really getting into wrestling, so that would have been Ric Flair last name
Mhm.
Flair. There you go. That
Okay,
would have
go on.
been Steve Mongo McMichael, last name M lowercase c uppercase M ICH. I believe I always get confused if you do EA or AE. We'll do EAL. Well, you let me know if that's right. Then we got Chris Benoit, Benoit. And then last but not least, was that Arn Anderson at that time? Yeah, Anderson was that one before he gave it up. That was before he gave it up to Henny and stuff. So we're going to go with Anderson, which is Anderson.
Okay, so McMichael is a EL, not E.
Son of a bitch, McMichael.
You got three. I thought so, but I just double checked to make sure. But you got three.
Bastard.
You got three of the
I
four.
never know if it's EA or AE. I hate the name Michael. It's the worst name ever.
Oh wow. Well, sorry to any mics in the chat. My
Yeah,
bad.
literally my Achilles heel. It's the worst thing in the world. I don't know why you people make me do this. I
Oh, that's
became
fine.
a
Friend of the
math
show.
teacher for a reason.
Aaron, thank you for the questions. Next up, we have from Kale Anderson. Where do you want to see your podcast be this time next year?
Ooh,
That's for both of us.
that's a good question.
Serious question.
I want us to be able to run more smoothly. I want the computer to hopefully be upgraded by then. Hopefully, we get enough money to upgrade the computer here, so we don't have to worry. Like, we can do more stuff as far as editing and getting some stuff out. So maybe we can grow a little bit more.
Yeah, my big thing, I love to build our community. I know right now we maintain a solid 6 to 10 viewers every show, which is amazing. I love to grow that number. I love to maintain 10 subs.
Mm-hmm.
Just be on that little bit of a higher following where the chat is bumping a little bit more, because obviously that's what we feed off of. We feed off the chat and the fun. Jay DeFalco wants to see it on the Jericho Cruise 2026. That
That'd
would
be
be amazing.
fucking dope. I would totally say yes to that. And I
Even
hate
even if
cruises, and I would say yes to that.
even if the fantasy game brings more people in, I think that really helped. But stuff
Yeah,
like that, I really want to help us grow and just have fun doing it. Like,
I agree.
the last thing you want it to be is become like a job and not be fun like that. Juice on a boat for a week, stuck with Jericho. Hey, I like Jericho as long as he ain't in like learning tree mode. I'm
Yeah,
fine with him.
yeah. Jericho,
So,
Jericho on the cruise will be fine. Plus, like, good chance Danhausen's on the cruise. I'll chill with Danhausen all week. I love Danhausen.
yeah. So next question from Kale is, what are 3 goals for your podcast? We kind of touched on that a little bit with what we just said, I feel like, but if I had to pick like
Definitely
3
getting the
specific
subs to
ones,
10.
yeah, I love to hit 10 subs. I love to maintain like 30 viewers, 40 viewers. I'd love to triple our number in that sense.
Nice.
And I'd love to be able to like start getting guests.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I'd love to, whether it's friends or friends of friends that love wrestling. Having Till Five Guys on has been awesome. I know having Keverlast and Jay DeFalco on when I wasn't around was awesome too for you and everybody. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool to start like being able to do that. And that kind of leads into the next question. So I cheated a little bit, but the next question is, what pro wrestler would you love to interview on your show?
Easy for me, Shawn Michaels.
Okay, wow.
But if we're going like more realistic, like, who do you think we can get on?
No, I think you should. It's not that. It's who would you love to
Shawn
interview?
Michaels.
If it's Shawn, then yeah.
Danhausen would also be a really fun interview, and I think Foley would be a fun interview.
Okay, yeah, Foley would be awesome. Local friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mick. Hope all's good.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who, because I really wouldn't want. I'm not saying it. I mean, I am saying it because of that. But like WWE, any of those people you get, like, it wouldn't be as fun because they'd just be so restricted.
Of course.
So like AEW would probably be a little bit too. But yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to see Kurt Angle. I mean, Kurt's my goat,
That'd
so
be
I'd love
dope.
to interview
That would
him
be
and
fun.
talk with him. The few minutes I was talking to him at the convention when I met him, he was really chill. But yeah, if not him, I'd say Danielson.
Yep.
I'd love to have Adam Cole and Evil Uno on because they do their weekly show talking about video games on YouTube every
Yeah.
week, All Elite Arcade. I think having them on to talk about games would just be a super, at least for me, a super easy show
Mm-hmm.
to get through an hour. But yeah, those are some names. So,
100%.
um,
I think for like stick purposes and to like for us to like be able to joke around with the character, MJF would be so much fun.
oh my God, yeah.
Just ripping us apart. I think that would be the fucking funniest thing in the world.
We need to have all the warnings on before we go live for our viewers. um, Rebirth says we need to secure an interview with El Grande Americano.
Oh.
That'd be a good one. I mean, I don't think he needs a translator though. Have we heard him promo? Yeah, we have. He can speak.
Yeah, he can
English.
speak. We're all right.
Good for him. Okay. Dale, thank you so much for the questions. Hopefully you are watching. If you're not watching live, you checked us out on YouTube, and yeah, thank you. Those are great questions. We really appreciate it. All right, moving on. We have questions from Jay DeFalco. He's up next. So let's see what we have here. These are all for both of us, it looks like. Do you think CM Punk was already eyeing a WWE comeback after Brawl Out and before his Collision run?
Oh, yes. I think once the like he had little hints of what he considered unprofessionalism back then, but once Brawl Out happened, it was just a matter of time. And I think him coming back was him trying to honor his contract, but like the writing was already on the wall, everything was kind of put in place. I don't think he was planning when. I think he was just like, I want to be out of here. Like, this isn't for me now.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. I don't think so. I mean, we have to remember this is a full year before the Jack Perry thing that blew it up even more. At that point, like they served their suspension, they did their time. Punk was hurt anyway for a while. He didn't come back until June, May-ish. I don't think he was eyeing it. I think he was frustrated. He was probably on a short fuse with the situation, but I don't think he was looking to go back yet. Honestly, I really don't. But because I mean, Collision was built almost like around him and what he wanted to do, his people, so to speak, like to do an alternative.
No, for sure.
Saturday,
I agree with all that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
When I say I think he was eyeing it, I mean that like I think once Brawl happened, it went from not being an idea in his head because I think he wanted AEW to be like his new home and he didn't want to go back to WWE, to it being like, all right, if I'm not wrestling here, do I still want to wrestle? And I think that's when, like, to me, that would be logical for him to be like, all right, this place is kind of shitty. Would that other place make sense?
All right.
But also,
fair enough.
Vince was still around then, so he still probably wasn't eyeing, like, an actual return. Because wasn't Brawl Out, like, he wasn't out of the company yet, was he?
He might have not. He might have not. He might have not been. Not yet. I think while Punk was out hurt, it happened.
That's what I think too, yeah.
Yeah. Either way. All right. Next question from Jay. Who would win in a match? The Cena Kid or the AEW Kid? This is the Cena Kid from Brussels last month, or the AEW Kid who was giving Jericho the finger.
100% the AEW Kid.
Wait, hon. Who gave the finger to Jericho, or either one of the dumb Costco people? Okay, I don't think that part count. Or maybe he is saying that. Are you saying the Cena Kid, the AEW Kid, and the Costco people, or just the Cena Kid and the AEW Kid?
I hate the Costco.
I'm not sure if I'm reading that wrong. If it's a triple threat match between the three kids, I am hands down going with the Chris Jericho AEW Kid giving the finger.
Yeah, for sure.
That kid was ready to go.
For sure.
Like, Cena Kid was just like, oh, I'm eating my fruits and I'm not paying attention. Are you calling on me? And
he said AEW Kid, yeah.
A Kid, no shot, man. He runs ropes once, he's fucking going down.
100%.
So yeah, AEW Kid.
I agree with that.
And, all right, this last question from Jay is a triple threat question, and I'm actually glad that it worked out because he sent this on April 1st. It's been a month and it's still relevant. Where is Alexa Bliss? Who is Alexa Bliss? Why is Alexa Bliss? What do you think? Where is Alexa Bliss, Danny?
Alexa Bliss is at home with her kid. Who is Alexa Bliss we don't know because the character was supposed to come back and look like they were going to be part of the Wyatt Six, and then the Wyatt Six disappeared. And why is Alexa Bliss? Because people love Alexa Bliss, but WWE, for some reason, doesn't know how to use her, which is crazy because every other blonde they know how to use. But since she's not, like, tall and blonde, they don't know how to use her. I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's a joke. I wish I knew. I mean, obviously, well, we do know. We know it's because someone in the White Six is hurt. I think we knew it was Bo Dallas was hurt, so the whole act got shelved. And it's unfortunate. I really don't get it. Like, you brought it back at the Rumble. She got the huge pop. And how do you not pivot and figure something out? Like, you cannot tell me everything you had planned for Mania at the Rumble was set in stone. Like, things changed.
You couldn't put Uncle Howdy in a rocking chair to symbolize Bray, like, so he doesn't have to move around. Like, you could have done something. Like, it just, very
unfortunate. Thank you, Jim, for the questions. Moving on. We're moving on to Harley.
Ooh.
Our friend from Harley from the chat. Welcome. Hopefully you're here listening. Your question to us was, for some reason you wrote the word garlic. I don't know if that's Harley as a typo. Either way.
I do like garlic. It's good.
It just says garlic. Okay. Which writers do you like better? The ones for WWE or the ones for AEW? I'll let you go first. Are you there?
Oh man, I don't know. Because I don't know how much of it is the AEW writers or just like the talent, just kind of going off the cuff. Because like WWE has more storylines, but they also have like shittier storylines. Whereas AEW, all their storylines are like mid, and some are really good, but most of them are just like kind of there because they're more about the wrestling. I guess I'll go with AEW because I don't get upset as much at their storylines as I do at WWE.
Yeah, no, I definitely say AEW. I mean, WWE takes a story and like for example, they'll hit you with all that post Mania Raw and SmackDown stuff, and you're like, oh my God, shot in the arm, this and this is back, and we're doing this. Oh my God, they've changed everything. And like 2 months from now, you're gonna be like, they're doing the same episode for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
So like, it's lazy. It's lazy. It's boring. It's uninspired. And they'll do a payoff in 6-8 months, and you'd be like, "Oh, it all came together. Look how genius!" And it's lazy.
You know what's really funny? I literally said that to John, the producer, because I was telling you last week how like I found it crazy that some people were saying how last week's Raw was like a pay-per-view Raw and blah 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 blah. And then I was talking to not John, sorry, I was talking to my friend this past weekend because he was asking me about WWE and stuff, and I was telling him how it's wild that the whole show was good. It wasn't a bad show, but it wasn't like a great wrestling show. And everyone kind of like was like, "Oh, it's good, it's good." And then at the end of the show, they're like, "Oh, here's this big magical thing that no one saw coming: Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman getting all together." And now like all is forgiven because they got this kind of mega storyline that people are interested in. It's like you still have to fill out the other 3 hours of the show, and the other 3 hours are still going to be duty. I don't want us to curse. My mom might be listening. Damn it.
Hi, Mom.
Next question.
All right. So that is it from the mailbag. Now to go up, I'm not able to scroll up. Am I being dumb or is there?
I don't know if you can. I can, so I'll scroll up.
Oh wait, no, I found it.
Okay.
It was being difficult. All right, so we're gonna start from the top, and now we're gonna read comments in here. So let's find the first question from Juicebox Hero. Who do you think is the superior host?
No, sir. From Freebird, I want to know Danny and John and Juicebox's favorite Accept the Win song. We're not answering any questions from Juicebox Hero. Those are biased questions. I apologize, Juice.
A biased question? It's a fair question.
So what's your favorite Accept the Win song?
I think it's Matt, personally. Is a superior host. I miss you, Matt. Come back soon. XOXOX. Hopefully my co-host, I'm assuming my co-host agrees. That's all that was for. Show some love in your heart.
No, I can't.
In terms of my favorite Accept the Win song, I actually really like Capture. That's my favorite from you guys. I really dig the little that little hook. I think it's in my head a lot. So that's the song I'd pick. I like Capture.
I'm not gonna lie, it's Overdrive for me just because that was the first one that I heard, and like that's the one I've played the most. So I think that's the one that's just stuck in my head all the time. I do like a lot of their newer songs, but I think the first one's always like the best in my eyes.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? We got Capture is one of my faves. Yeah, Freebird. It's a dope song. And if any of you haven't checked them out, if you don't hear them during the breaks, go to their Spotify, check them out. They are awesome.
All
The show.
right.
Thank you, Steph, for win. Next question we have new music May 12th. Oh, snap. Coming
Ooh,
soon. Big drop.
few
Big drop here
weeks.
on the show. Breaking news. All right. Next question. If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I would.
I don't
I
like
would
hot
smother
dogs.
myself. I would smother myself in mustard and ketchup. Not mustard, and I'd eat myself. Yeah. Danny doesn't like hot dogs, so he would probably just like be a hot dog. That's
Yeah,
cool.
just be a hot dog and chill.
All right. Here's another question. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Let me scroll back up. Sorry, every time somebody posts, it pops me down, but
It's
I
cool.
don't mind. Please post away. Next question for the both of us. From Keverlast, what is your first memory of wrestling that got you hooked? Hooked. Let's see. Great question. Thank
For
you.
me, I was like 6 or 7, and I don't know if it was my parents, definitely my stepfather and I think my uncle was there, took me to a live show, and I got to see the Legion of Doom, and they got me like the foam spikes and everything. And since then, I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, this is awesome.
Okay. Um, I don't really know if I had a specific one because my first time watching WWE, I caught like it was all like warbled picture, like wasn't really like I came across it and was intrigued by it, but if I had to pick a moment that really stuck out that drew me in, it was probably just the Rock and Mankind feud.
Ooh,
There that was when they were feuding. Like Rock just won the belt when I started watching in the
that's their
Survivor
feud.
Series tournament. And then like when they had the feud where they were hitting each other with the chair a million times, like the "I quit" with the pre-recorded on the mic, the electrical stuff exploding, the all that, the halftime
Jay
heat.
DeFalco
So I
said
think
that you
that
guys had the bootleg pay-per-view of Survivor Series '98.
well, that's what I'm saying. It was just us. We were getting like the clear audio, and it was always like a half picture with the
That's so funny. I
screen.
love that.
So yeah,
That's dope.
that's I'd say Rock and Mankind feud. Um, okay, next up, Annie, you know what you do, so I'll skip the next question out of respect. You hurt me. Um, Next question is scrolling up. Okay, if you could have two, this is from Freebird. If you could have two wrestlers fight each other in their prime from any era, what match would you want to see and why?
Ooh, that's a good
I mean,
one.
it's kind of easy for me. It's Kurt Angle and Danielson, two ships that just missed each other in the night. They only ever touched once in the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, but at that point, Kurt was basically on his way out, and Danielson was fine, but still on the ender part of the later years of the overall career. Not that that's not his prime, but still, I would say prime Angle, prime Danielson. Like you give me the two of them probably during Danielson's like Ring of Honor time. Whew, that's that's what I want. Give it to me.
And as much as I hate like giving into the whatever, however they label him, Perk Angle versus that Danielson probably would have been like a fantastic fantastic match, because I think Angle TNA like '06 was probably some of his best work ever. Yeah, literally, Jade Falco just said the same thing. Someone's
By the
gonna
way,
die.
for those of you that don't know, out of respect for Kurt Angle, we now call him Peak Angle.
Yes, peak angle. There we go.
We
Thank
don't
you.
we don't refer to him
I
by that
agree.
name. He doesn't
Um,
like it, and I love him, so we don't do that.
I would say for me, I'll go a little more WWF, what I grew up on, and Shawn Michaels versus The Rock should have happened, never did. That would have been between mic work and ring work, just a fantastic feud, I think. So that would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, and another one that popped in my head I would do is Punk and Piper. That'd be awesome.
And then, I mean, the first one that initially popped into my head, to be honest with you, was Undertaker and Sting. Like that should have been at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point. So that would have been dope.
There you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you, Freebird, for the question. Next up, honest opinion on Prime having a station next to the announce table at ringside.
Fucking hate it.
It's awful. Like,
Stupid.
excuse me, it's a terrible slippery slope. Just with the more advertisements and branding all over the place on stuff. Yeah, it's terrible.
No,
I
it's the
hate it.
worst. I scrolled down. Next question is favorite submission finisher of all time.
That's also from Freebird, by the way. Thank you,
Yes.
Freebird. Favorite submission of all time. I mean, I love the ankle lock.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I do.
I do like the crossface.
I have another one. I do like the actually. You know what? No, not the ankle lock. Texas Cloverleaf. I love the Texas Cloverleaf, not the sharpshooter.
I do like the Texas Cloverleaf. That's a really good one. I don't know if you're. I don't think you saw this too often, just because you didn't watch WCW. But the Dragon Sleeper from Ultimo Dragon was also like one that I just loved watching every time. The way he like got that sunk in and stuff. But I do like the Texas Cloverleaf too. That's a really good one. And I will also say, the actual walls of Jericho, like early on when he was doing it, when he like got them on their neck and he was like putting the knee on the neck and stuff. That was, I really enjoyed that.
That's what Freebird's saying right now. He literally just wrote, "This is the Lion Tamer."
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good one.
All right. I think we have one more question here. So if anybody has another question they want to ask us, and again, wrestling related or not, anything you want to ask us could be completely random about a different subject or topic.
Yeah, one more.
But,
That's it.
yeah, so we have one more. If there's nothing else after that, we will call it. But we're here to chill and hang out and answer questions if you got them. The last question from Jay is name the most odd, random, obscure wrestling memorabilia you have. Do you know? Or are you looking?
I'm looking. I don't think I have anything like really random or odd. A bunch of Funkos.
Nothing like a very unique story experience, something you got in total crazy circumstances.
No, because I would have had that, but I used to get in trouble a lot when I was a kid. So when I got old enough where my mom realized she couldn't hit me anymore, she would hurt my soul by breaking my wrestling memorabilia, because that's the only thing that meant anything to me, and that would get me to like listen to her. So a lot of my memorabilia is gone because I was a bad kid.
Well, damn, Mama.
Yeah, I mean, she was right.
No, she wasn't.
She was. I was a bad kid.
Well, did it work out?
Yeah, I'm a good person now.
The answer is no. You do. No, whatever. I won't go there. Okay.
About to blow up my life on. Why don't you answer the question, Mr. Guy that knows my life? Get out of here while I think of my answer.
Yeah, no, I have. So I've probably told this story on the show before, but regardless, it checks out here. I have a piece of table. I have a piece of table in my closet from a Ring of Honor show I went to back in 2007, and
so you're a thief.
Maybe 2006. Oh, I'm absolutely a thief.
And you're talking about me and my mom.
Listen. I'm on your side, man. She shouldn't have done that to you. That upsets me. But we'll circle back to you.
Shut up, Falverton. Not trauma dumping. I'm just explaining my life. Get out of here.
So it was a main event at a Ring of Honor show in New Jersey. It was Homicide versus the Necro Butcher. It was supposed to be Samoa Joe versus the Necro Butcher. They pulled Samoa Joe. TNA did because they wanted him for a pay-per-view the next night. So it was a hardcore match. They fought. Homicide jumped through the table. Homicide was on the apron, jumping to the outside, through a table, through Necro Butcher. And the table broke right in front. I was front row for the show.
That's dope.
It broke right in front of me. And later on during the show, you've probably seen clips from ECW doing it, but there's also a show at Ring of Honor where they did a chair riot, where Homicide was like, "Everybody grab your chairs, throw them in the fucking ring right now." So everybody grabs their chairs and starts throwing them in the ring. Now, again, I'm front row. So people are wrestling fans and they're not smart, and they're like, and they're shorthanding their chairs. So I'm getting hit in like the back of the head, the back of chairs that aren't making it to the ring. Like
Juice is just getting concussion after concussion.
So I duck down. while everyone, I threw my chair, but then I ducked down after I got my chair in there, and I'm chilling. And as I'm sitting there with all the chairs flying and all the chaos going on, I see the table broken in half, and I grab the piece of the half of the table, I pull it through the barricade, and I hold on to it, and then that's the end of the show. The show ends. Nobody has chairs to sit down, so everyone's standing up with all the chaos. I just walk out of the show with half the
That's
chair.
so fucking funny.
And I still have it. It's in my closet to this day.
That's hilarious.
So that's definitely my most odd, random, obscure. There's probably something else, but that's the biggest one.
Yeah, no, I definitely have nothing like that at all. I think the only one.
So what did you have? What was something then that?
No, I was just saying the only one would be the little picture up there, the WrestleMania pins and stuff. That was from the first live show I went to when I was like old enough to like really enjoy it. Like the one that got me hooked when I was like 6 or 7. So like, I have some memories of it, but I was also like 6 or 7, so I don't have like a lot of crazy memories of it. But then we went to a house show when this was after WrestleMania 20. So damn, I don't even know how old I was, but I was like definitely a teenager, and just like got to go with my little brother and stuff. So it was just a really fun time, and we just picked that up on the way out just because I was like, I need something to remember this by.
Nice.
So that was cool.
That's dope. All right.
Everything else.
I also have I have an autograph booklet, like a little, like a little fucking notepad.
Yeah.
When I would go to the Ring of Honor shows, I would bring it. And again, this is Ring of Honor 05 when none of these people were really that big yet.
That's dope.
And like this booklet is like, it's signed by Punk, Styles, Joe, the Briscoes, Daniels, like, and anybody that was there, Claudio, again, anybody that was there. Prince Nana signed it. Trying to think anybody else that was there. Like Owens, Generico, all those guys, like Jay Lethal, they're all in this little booklet that I have.
That's awesome.
It's cool. It's just like a little thing, but I like that. Jay answered back. He has an autograph from Hardcore Holly that he got at WWF New York when they did Invasion. He was in this segment where Holly beat up a plant with an ECW shirt, but they did multiple takes after his, and they did not use his take. We need to get Jay DeFalco back into WWF New York to right that wrong.
Did you eat? It was at the restaurant WWF New York.
Yeah, I ate there.
How many times did you go there?
I want to say like 2, maybe 3 times, because it
was crazy.
Yeah,
I went there twice. Like it was always a birthday treat. I like begged my parents. I was like, "Can we please go for my birthday this year?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you give me anything else." Then we go there. I'm like, "All right, now I want some toys." We're here. We gotta get something.
Jay says 3 to 4 times, so it's probably 3 then, because I know he did
Nice.
Invasion. Just him and my dad.
That's dope.
But what was I gonna say? That's where I got my belt. The belt that Jake the Snake Roberts does not have. I got it at WWF New York. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right. I had a fun time tonight. That's where we both got more tells than Jake the Snake. Jesus Christ.
It checks out.
Done with
It
this.
checks out.
I'm done with this. I hope everyone had a great time tonight. I definitely had a fun time embarrassing myself with my typing and 50-50 knowledge I think we came up with. I'm down to do more of that just to prove that I am smarter than a Danny. And on what?
Just, oh, I'm sorry. Late breaking news. My brother texted me privately. He said, for the Royal Rumble one, my math is right. If 30 equals 100% of participants and 3 entrances are considered 10% of the entirety of entrants, each individual entrant consists of 3.333% of the entirety of entrants of the Rumble. Rounding up does happen, but the 3.333 represents.
No one told me to round up. It was 9.99.
Repeating does eventually round up to 30, obviously.
Yeah, at the end.
I'm
at the end, not midway through.
This one's not my battle.
So
this is
that's
not my
fine.
fight.
Anyway, so tune in Thursday. For those of you that don't know, we also do a Thursday show. This Thursday is going to be very interesting because it's going to be kind of the start of the new era where Juice is not watching WWE. So I am going to propose, and we're going to try it this Thursday, where we flip it. We do WWE first, because at that point, I'm kind of just giving you the run-through. So we're going to get a little bit of your feelings, if you have any, at depending on what I tell you. But really, it's just kind of just making sure that any WWE fans that we may have gets to voice their opinion if they have one, if they still enjoy the show, which some people do. There are some good parts of the show still, not a lot, like you just told me about the Backlash card, and it doesn't sound good at all. But I'll be the judge of that when I watch that terrible Raw tomorrow. So Thursday night.
This is abuse. This is mental, verbal abuse on a weekly basis that you all sit here and watch.
That's all right.
You let him do it to me.
You know what? You want to do this show. This is the repercussions of you wanting to do a wrestling show. Anyway, so Thursday we will do WWE and AEW review. I don't think there's any pay-per-views coming up for us to do predictions, so we don't have to worry about that for at least another week or two. But enjoy some nice talk. If you want to come and give us your opinions on Raw, SmackDown, Collision, or Dynamite this past week, please come join us on the fun Thursday, 8 p.m. See you guys then. Adios, everybody.
See you later.